So I
Mm.
went back to bed about 5, and then between 5 and 7 while I was asleep, I had a nightmare where I had this nightmare that my throat was slit, and
Yeah, yeah.
I was walking around showing people, and I was saying, I can't breathe. I'm so dizzy. Help me." And then I woke up and I was just on my back like this, right? So I think that
Yeah.
the airway collapse fed into this dream of me having my throat slit and feeling like that's why I couldn't breathe, but really I was just choking in my sleep.
Well, what you're saying in your language is so common, it is so endemic. The experience of waking with that feeling of choking, that ball in your throat. Historically, by the way, that's called globus hystericus. Globus hystericus. And it was always related to middle-aged women. It's that tissue flaccidity, that flabby skin on the inside of your throat that's collapsing and closing your airway. And the only way that you can maintain muscle tone is either you're awake or you're in light, restless sleep. You're moving around a bit, you're restless. And that light sleep doesn't allow you to dream. And what you were describing were hypnagogic and hypnopompic dreams. They're vivid, they're almost nightmarish, they're quite lucid. And the weird dreams that occur in light sleep, the dreams that you get in deep sleep, where you're completely flaccid and completely relaxed, they're very pleasant. And it's the way that your brain organizes the information that you've received during the day, and you wake up and you're refreshed and you've had a good night's sleep. So what you're saying, that wake and sleep cycle with vivid nightmarish dreams and that feeling of choking, they're not separated conditions, they're the same thing.
Hmm.
And you can explain them scientifically simply by reading books on sleep and dreaming and brainwave activity at night and motor restlessness. But patching all of that together, I mean, who's there to explain it to you? Your GP? Your dentist?
Mhm.
No. It's the bloke who all he does all day, every day, is treat people with sleep apnea, not CPAP machine, not with a bit of acrylic in your mouth, but with a 3D CT. They segment you, they put you into multiple pieces, they break you apart, they look at your airways, they look at your flesh, they look at your tongue, they look at your bones and teeth and everything. They put them all together in a digital environment, they put it apart, they rearrange the parts, and then they say, that's what I'm going to do for surgery. And
Hmm.
then you wake up from the operation and you can breathe and you can sleep and you can dream normally and you breathe through your nose on your back, never collapsing. You wake up refreshed. That's the aim.
So fundamentally, what's my problem? Is it that I need to be, I mean, in short, I need to
Or,
be advanced?
or cosmetically, looking at your front eye, you're a very handsome man. People would say, you don't need to have facial surgery because, I have a prejudice to believe that facial surgery is all about cosmetics. Well, but I would be looking at you as somebody who chews chewing gum. You've got big masseters. That's not telling how wide your jaw is on the inside.
Mhm.
And I don't know how long it is, and I don't know the proportionalities and so forth. And so from looking at you, it's not about the subjective of how good you look,
Mm,
it's how well you function on the inside.
mm.
And then when you make those rearrangements on the inside, of course, you're changing the drape of the face that surrounds you. Yeah. So you also want to be able to manage that environment simultaneously. And of course, you've got a bite in the middle. You want to be able to chew and function and not have sore jaw joints and so forth. Well, you asked me before why I became an orthodontic surgeon. And I've got more degrees than you'll ever meet in any one individual in your lifetime. And I'm not saying that to fluff myself up. It was simply that that was my method of inquiry as to my own condition. So some people go into online forums, Some people like yourself set up the online forums and the conversation, the platform for people to talk. But me, I simply going back to university saying, well, this degree does not answer my question. And I get another degree, and that did not answer my question. I get another degree. And eventually, it just led to me inventing things.
Hmm.
And because I had enough degrees and enough what they call gravitas or imperium or presence to be able to say to people, listen to me. I know a better way to do this. We don't need to be stuck in the 1800s with leeches and cupping. We've progressed medically, and we don't need to be stuck in 1898 when orthodontics was first invented, all premised upon removing teeth because you had too many teeth and having braces. That is a redundant and old technology, but we still live with it, just like we live with chiropractic philosophy, just like we live with osteopathic philosophy, just like we live with acupuncture. We say it's been around for 2,000 years. It can't be wrong, right? But it can be wrong.
Hmm.
That's called science, you know.
Yeah. And now we have the ability to cut jaws into the pieces we need to and rearrange them to get to the root of a lot of the morbidity that people are suffering from.
Exactly, exactly. You got to stop thinking of the face as a collection of bones. It's not. You don't see my bones. I don't see yours. They're imaginative. I can print them, I can image them on an x ray, but that doesn't make them real. What's real is you, the whole thing,
Mm.
the skin on top of you, the flesh inside you, the airways that are living within those tubes. Yeah. The brain
Mm.
that sits on top of it, that has to be hormonally balanced in an equilibrium. That sleep wake cycle that has to be perfect
Hmm.
every day in a
Hmm.
constant series called life. And we all age. I know it in myself. And if you've got something that's an error right at the start, it just magnifies as you get older.
Hmm.
And so,
Hmm.
so the aim is not to treat sleep apnea.
Paul, hang tight. Oh, I'm interviewing a surgeon right now. Hi. That's
Hey,
my,
how are you?
he
That's your
said,
new wife.
yeah, that's my wife. Yeah.
Congratulations, congratulations. It's only been a week, right?
She couldn't hear you. Yeah, that's okay. It's been a week. He says congratulations, hon. She says thank you.
That's
She's just off her shift at the hospital and was probably wondering why I wasn't, you know,
right.
in the
She's
big
just
house.
yeah, yeah. She wants you in the bed. Yeah,
Yeah, she does. She does. And she definitely doesn't want me getting jaw surgery. So just to come back to my dream the other day. So I woke up, I said, "Hun, did you hear me snoring?" And she said, "Yeah." I told her about the nightmare and I said, "See, hun, this is why I need jaw surgery." And then
mm,
just sort of busting her chops, I said, "Aren't you excited to see my new face? You're not even going to have to you're not even going to be able to recognize me. You're going to have to take me to your family and say, 'Oh, this is Ronnie. How do you like his new face?'" And then she said, she freaks out when I joke like that, and she says, "You're not getting jaw surgery. No, no way. I hate when you say that." But this is the struggle, right? Like